right into the side of the 88 car and put Dale Jr. into the wall right there, and that would bring out question number 8, or question number 7, I think it was. Well, at Junebug116 retweets this after Jimmy Johnson tweeted his tweet, and this one was kind of funny. It says this. Junebug116 tweets, breaking news, at Jimmy Johnson needs a ride to his eye appointment tomorrow morning. For real, dude, you didn't see the 88? And then Jimmy Johnson's tweets, I assume you're speaking from an educated point of view with first-hand experience. Whoa. And at Apple Guru 876 tweets, at Jimmy Johnson, I hope Junior wrecks you at Talladega. And then Jimmy Johnson tweets, your bio says positive vibes. Alright, I kind of get that one, but that's funny. He said he hopes Junior wrecks him at Talladega. My goodness. Well, since we're talking about Dale Jr. Nation, a lot of fans want Alex Bowman to take over the 88. Alex Bowman filled in for Dale Jr. last year, raced 10 races in the double 8, 3 top 10, 6 top 20s, won pole, and led 200 laps total. Now, on Wednesday, Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr. sorted things out on Dale Jr.'s podcast, the Dale Jr. Download, and here's what happened. And you're not going to you hear this, you think, are you kidding me? Jimmy Johnson was saying that his water bottle got dislodged from the holster, and in turn, he missed the call from the spotter. So that's what he says. Take for what it is. I don't think it was intentional because these guys are good buddies. But needless to say, they did patch things up. And I'm still trying to get a copy of the download, man. I gotta snoop around and see if that sounds pretty. Dale Jr. actually has his own podcast, so I think it's on. I don't even know where it is. Probably gotta go iTunes or something. But I'll do some searching around, and if I do find it, I'll let you all know about that. And then we have Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson calling himself the last true racer. Here it is. Last Friday morning at Richmond during a pre-practice media session, Kyle Larson, driver of the 42, says, there are other drivers at the Cup level that go on their off weekends and run other types of racing and stuff. They don't race nearly as much as I do outside of NASCAR, and I would race a lot more if I was allowed to. That's why I feel like I'm the last true racer. And then he says, I would love to race any type of vehicle, whether it's in a circle or a straight line or a road course. I don't care. I just feel like I think Andretti, Foyt, and Tony Stewart, I feel like I'm in the same category as them. So that's some bravados right there, folks. And then Kyle Larson continues saying, they would race anything every day of the week. Like I said, there's a couple that will race here and there, but I would race every day of the week if I could. So that's why I feel like I'm the last true racer left. Well, he's been in first place in the standings for a while. I'll give him that. And Kevin Harvick called Kyle Larson, quote, best driver to come to NASCAR since Jeff Gordon. So there you go. And some hardcore NASCAR fans, if you mention Jeff Gordon, might stir up some stuff. So just give me that one right there. Alright, now Chase Elliott. This is the Chase College Party. This is pretty interesting right here. They got a ton of stuff going on at Talladega this weekend, alright? And here's what it is. Chase Elliott is hosting a Chase U for University. They're calling it a Chase U event, according to NASCAR.com. So here it is. It's a party, and the party event being held on Saturday at Talladega Superspeedway at 4 p.m. Central Time for folks heading out that way. Attendees must have a valid college ID to enter. There is an entry fee, $24, and it's $24 because Chase Elliott drives the 24 car. It's true. So here's what you get. It's pretty neat. So for your $24 and college ID, you get a grandstand ticket for the Gadsden Grandstand over at Turn 4 for Sunday's Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race. And we'll also be able to bring a soft cooler of drinks into the race. So there you go. It has to be a soft cooler. Not the big, with the squishy. Everybody knows the soft coolers are. I got one myself, actually. It comes pretty handy. So it must be soft-sided, and maximum size 14 by 14 by 14, and no glass. And that's inches, by the way. And then also get this, includes admission to Friday's big one on the Boulevard Driver Parade. So you get the parade on Friday, the party on Saturday. But what's also cool is, check this out, man. And if you're a Southern rock fan / country music fan, you get admission to Saturday night's Charlie Daniels Band concert. Now, I'm sure the concert's not just open to just college students. So if you're there and you get tickets, as a grown-up, and go see Charlie Daniels Band, you're down in Alabama, come on. And that's a cool, I love Charlie Daniels Band, absolutely. I like country music. I like Southern rock. I love country music. And a lot of country music can cross over to Southern rock. You also got a lot of Southern rock bands that can kind of cross, and Charlie Daniels Band is one of them, So it's Saturday night, okay. There's a bunch of other stuff, too, that you get. We got a link for you, so you want to go check it out. But Friday's big one on the Boulevard Parade, okay, is being held in the infield at Talladega Super Speedway. I should tell you about, what else was I going to tell you about? Okay, so the party starts, for those who are going to the party, okay, it starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Chase Elliott's going to be there at 5:15. Although they said it's subject to change. Okay? So just to let you know about that. So there you go. But I'm pretty sure you don't got to be in college to go see Charlie Daniels or go to the parade. Okay? This is just, he just doesn't know this big party. But if you're there, you got a lot of stuff to go, Because when NASCAR comes to town, forget about it. It's a big deal when NASCAR comes to town. That's the way it is. But Friday's big one on the Boulevard Parade, being held in the infield at Talladega, and starts on Talladega Boulevard. And there'll be games and stuff at the Miller Lite Pavilion. Now, entry for the Charlie Daniels concert, you must bring a Geico 500 ticket for entry, and the concert will be taking place in the infield grass between Talladega Boulevard and Alabama Gang Superstretch. That's the backstretch of Talladega. And the party on... Oh, here it is. This is what I want to tell you if you guys are going to... So the party on Saturday, the pre-concert party, what they're calling it, which is really the Chase... So it's Chase Elliott's tailgate party, or whatever they're calling it. But it's going to be at the College Tailgate Zone. Party starts at 4 p.m. Central Time, as mentioned. And then Chase Elliott joins at 5:15 Central Time. Okay, get subject to change. And it takes place after Cup Series qualifying in the Geico North Park across from the track. So there you go. Now we got a link. Now we got this information from NASCAR.com, and at NASCAR.com they had a link for Talladega. But if you go to motorsportsradio.net and click the Chase Elliott College Party button, that will bring you to the link. All right. Because I don't know if grown-ups want to hang out with college kids. I don't like kids. Oh man, I'm done with college, man. I'm turning 40 in a month, man. I'm like, yeah. But I'll go see some Charlie Daniels, though. Christopher Bell in NASCAR Xfinity Series news. Camping World Truck Series driver Christopher Bell, who drives the number 4 truck, will be driving in 2 Xfinity Series races in 2017, driving the number 20 Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing. Joe Gibbs Racing, he'll be racing at Iowa, and this, of course, the number 20 Toyota Camry. He'll be racing at Iowa. That will be on July 29th for the U.S. Cellular 250. And the second race will be at the September race in Richmond, which is a night race, which a lot of people kind of like the night race at Richmond. But September, and then it's going to be for the Virginia 529 College Savings 250. Christopher Bell has 3 wins, career wins in the Camping World Truck Series. First one at Eldora Speedway in 2015. That would be the Mud Summit Classic. And then second one 2016 at Gateway Motorsports Park. And then the most recent this year at Atlanta. And speaking of the Camping World Truck Series, it's been a while since the last Truck Series race. April 1st, in fact, that was the Alpha Energy Solutions 250, won by Chase Elliott, who was driving the 23 truck. Now, the Truck Series returns next weekend for some Friday night truck racing. That's going to be at Kansas, May 12th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be for the Toyota Tundra 250. And then Friday, May 19th at 8:30 in Charlotte. That's going to be for the North Carolina Education Lottery 200. And then after that, to take a couple more weeks off. And of course, we'll recap all the races for you here at motorsportsradio.net. Reminder that we're going to recap the Xfinity Series race this week on Saturday after the race is over. So about 10 minutes after the race is over, we'll get our stuff together, and then we'll do the recap then. Of course, we'll have it on demand as well. And then the Cup Series race we'll do on Monday at 7:25. But there might be some rain in the area this weekend down there in Talladega, so just letting you all know. It will rain all over, my goodness. Folks out in the Midwest, man, those floods, man, I hope that's some crazy stuff out there, man. And, of course, prayers go out. I hope everyone's doing okay out there. Missouri, some crazy stuff out there. And there's a lot of crazy weather all over. Midwest, the South, weather's coming up this way where we are, so, we have to play it by ear. But, so if the race on Sunday gets postponed to Monday, and then we'll work something out. But if everything goes smoothly, we're gonna do a race recap on Monday at 7:25, and that's because the Motorsports Radio Breakdown. Now, as mentioned last week in some IndyCar news, Formula One driver Fernando Alonso, who's going to be racing in Indianapolis 500. He was at Indianapolis for some testing this week, taking 88 laps around the 2.5-mile oval at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Took lap 73 at 222.48 miles per hour in a McLaren Honda. That's a big deal because the first time McLaren Honda is in the Indianapolis 500. That's like a big deal. Fernando Alonso tells Motorsports.com, Robin Miller, that, and this is what's cool, at the beginning, to be honest, he said the right foot was having its own brain, its own power. He even says that it was not even connected with my brain. He said his right foot's not connected with his brain. And then later on, he asked if he was getting comfortable, and Alonso replies, "Not at all. I was getting up to speed, but the circuit looks so narrow when you're at speed." Then he says when you watch on television or in the simulator, everything seems bigger, but he says that when you're in the real car, it is very, very narrow. And there's a weird shape to Indianapolis because it's almost like a rectangle, right? I mean, is that really? They call it an oval, but it's really, when you look at it, it's like a rectangle with curvy corners, like a big Sicilian pizza. So, the Indianapolis 500, that's going to be on May 28th, as mentioned. All right, penalty update, and then we got power rankings and this week's schedule. A ton of stuff coming up this weekend. And this is a story that wouldn't die, but finally did. Here it is. And this one, okay, so everybody knows what happened with the number 2 team at Phoenix, right? Yes, back in Phoenix, the number 2 team was penalized for failing post-race inspection, right? That was the Camping World 500. Failing weight and measurements. It was a rear steer, all right? So then Paul Wolf, crew chief of the number 2 team, was fined $65,000 and suspended for 3 races, served 1 already, right? Well, then the number 2 team decided they wanted to appeal, right? And the first appeal, they got denied. So now they wanted to go for a final appeal. Okay, well, it was scheduled for April 29th, and then was rescheduled for May 9th. So all caught up. But that is not the headline maker here. This is. So after all this, the story has been going on since Phoenix, which is the 3rd race of the season. 4th race, excuse me. Actually, no, the 5th race of the season. What am I talking about? Okay, here it is. Now, Team Penske decided that they will not be seeking the final appeal after all. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, after all that, now I wonder why they did it. Well, I mean, I've been following NASCAR news for a while. Whenever they make an appeal, it never goes through. Hardly ever. I don't remember one time where an appeal went through. Okay, so there it is. So now, Paul Wolf already